Hi there, this is Jamie Ryan, your Executive Officer with the New Brunswick Real Estate Association. It's my pleasure to have Adam with Toole Peet, as well as Dwayne Hayes, and we're going to cover a few brief things today. These are very short messages today, and keep in mind that there will be more information to follow. So my first question is for Adam. Adam, thank you for joining us by phone. We're going to talk about risk management, and as you know, we just recently sent out a recommendation of avoidance of face-to-face real estate transactions. I want to ask you about the risk of that if a member decides to not follow that directive. What are some risk implications they might need to think about, or just risk in general about this pandemic for real estate, please?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Jamie, for having me on. So really, when it comes to risk and with respect to the commercial general liability form, or the general liability form that we have through Real Pro Sure, the policy will respond to a lawsuit, and that includes an allegation for bodily injury. Bodily injury under the wording of this policy includes diseases. So there would be a coverage and defense for this. The other issue here that we do have in play is a known circumstance that could give rise to a loss. And pretty much what this means is we need to be diligent out there and be aware that there is an increased risk for our clients to be injured or to be infected. And that therein lies the issue with this. But I think when we look at best practices here and what we could do to minimize risk and any of our clients becoming infected, or the allegation that they've become infected during an open house or a showing or a meeting, would be that if we had any pending transactions that are going to be occurring here, could be as of today, March 20th, or moving forward in the next few weeks, that if there is a home that is going to be transacted, that I would be looking at and making the recommendation that we're allowing at least 3 minimum days for that building to be vacant for a new client here or a new homeowner moving into that property. From our research here and our findings in Alberta, we are recommending to our clients that at least a minimum of 3 days for that house to be empty for any new homeowner to come into it. Now, 3 days, I would say, is the minimum. That would be best practices. But even if we could extend that even longer for the house to be empty for 7 days, and then the new homeowner can move in at that time, I would say that would be prudent at this time.
Okay, well, Adam, that's very helpful. We know we'll have further interviews with you on this topic. I think the key thing is, folks, avoid at all possible face-to-face interactions, use virtual tools, other best practices. Dwayne's going to give some highlights so far of what he's been finding on pre-closing best practices under this new reality, and we'll have more to say next week. Dwayne?
Hi, Jamie, thanks. And yeah, it's been a busy day. I had a conversation with 2 lawyers so far today, trying to determine some best practices and what they're doing at their office level to assist their clients with the closing day. And they appreciate that there's closings that are happening these last few days that were written in the pipeline long before that. So they're trying to come up with the mechanisms either through electronic signatures, wiring funds, and so on, to assist their clients and minimize contact. The other suggestion as you're moving forward, and if you're still writing offers, is try to get a closing date that's going to be April 30th or beyond. And you can do all your transactions virtually. The documents can get sent to the lawyers' offices, and they can start their title searches and their research on the property and get things in line without having to have contact with the client until just before closing. So if we can push closing dates out to April 30th or beyond, that is one recommendation that's coming out right now. I hope next week, early in the week, to have more recommendations and some more detailed steps to help our realtors their clients with closing transactions.
That's excellent. So I'll sign off with a couple of quick things. One, we'll be hearing more from Adam Thomson, who has been a great advisor to all of us on a number of factors around risk management. We will be sending out about some very basic but very clear awareness on assistance potentially for members through the federal government that we are going to send out very shortly in English and French. And we will have a series of these seminars that we are going to work on and send out to you. So folks, take care, look after yourself, and please take under consideration, of course, what we sent out yesterday on our recommendation about face-to-face real estate transactions. Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you, Adam, and we'll be in touch soon.